In the name of Amen, the Supreme, the All-Powerful, the one and only true Lord, in Amen we trust, as the Republic of Mentellect, the real 144,000 is being gathered in this day and time, the Mentellians. Excuse me, the Mentellectuals. The Mentellectuals. I got to get used to this. The Mentellectuals. No more Mentellian, the Mentellectuals. Menzaka Aminun to all of my Mentellectual brothers and sisters out there, registered members of the Republican Intellect, and to all future Mentellectuals who have yet to find their way home to the Republican Intellect, which is Amen's community. I send greetings out to you, and I send peace out to you in our Mentelic language by saying to you, Menzaka Aminun. Good evening, I am your host, the intellectual NUBEN MENKARAYZZ, and this is Mentellect Radio, and tonight we're going to be discussing bright people with black distractions. Really bright minds with black distractions, but the bright people would tend to have the bright minds. And why they do not excel in their brightness, in their higher level of intelligence, is because they have a lot of black distractions within this three-dimensional realm. A lot of black distractions that they give into, in a weak state of mind. And in an emotional state of mind, they have a lot of things they give into. And this is what keeps them weak mentally. This is what keeps us as a collective from excelling to this next level into the fourth dimension. Because we have a lot of weak-minded people amongst us, bright people, bright minds who can potentially be fourth-dimensional receivers together collectively. We have a lot of bright minds, minds who are in a right state, in a ritualistic state of collective transmission. However, we cannot get it together because they constantly weigh in on these black distractions in this three-dimensional realm, these low-level distractions. And if you focus in on black distractions, the things that so-called black people, people in darkness, people in a state of ignorance do, if you constantly focus in on these things, if you constantly entertain these things, if you constantly give an audience or allow yourself to intake these things mentally and, give attention. Give attention to these things, then it lessens your intelligence. And I've been guilty of this. I have been guilty of this. I have allowed myself to be distracted by black things, black people, people in a state of darkness. And these people mean to do this. They come as that black mindset, as that satanic mindset, because ultimately black people have become satanic in their practices and in their ways. They have become satanic. They have become the dark underbelly of higher intelligence. They have decided to become ignorant, to stay in a state of darkness in their state of existence. They have decided to be like this. They have decided to open themselves up to this and be mentally weak, even though they know better. Many of them know better. They have chosen to be like this. They have chosen. In other words, they had the bright in front of them, and they had the black behind them, and they've chosen to always go behind the brightness and stay in the black because it's popular to be black. It's still popular, unfortunately, to be black. It is popular to be ignorant and satanic and simple-minded, low mentally, have that low mentality. That's still popular, you see. And what we know about black people is black people always want to be popular. They always want to be seen, celebrated. They always want attention, right? Why you think you got so many YouTube channels up here where you got all these people on YouTube who are not talking about nothing, are not offering anything to people mentally, are not aiding and extending to people mentally, but they just want to be seen and heard. They want attention. They want attention. Black people want attention. Why? Because black people with that black state of mind, people who carry that black mentality, they have very low self-esteem, and they're always looking to distract others who are thinking on a higher level. Why? Because they have chosen not to think on a higher level, because it is not popular. It is not popular to think in a bright mindset or think on a higher level. It's not popular in this three-dimensional realm. But we're going to make it a reality. We're not interested in popularity as the bright race. We're interested in reality. The black race is interested in popularity. We're interested in reality as the bright race. And what is reality? Reality is that the bright minds, over time, over trial, over tribulation, will always win out over everything and everybody. Will always rule going forward. Will always be in control. And it don't have to be a lot of us. Because there'll always be more ignorant people than there is intelligent people. There will always be more ignorant distractions, right, than bright transmission. But see, the bright transmission, just the degree of the bright transmission is just enough to overcome the black distraction if you are in alignment to it, if you are open to it. Like I said, you got a lot of black people, right, who have that degree of brightness in them, but it's not strong enough to move them forward to become those three-dimensional and eventually fourth-dimensional beings. It is not strong enough to bring them forward into the collective and bring them into that state of evolution. It's not strong enough in them. They don't want it. They will always be distracted by low-level things. They will always be distracted by low-level people. They will always be distracted or pulled back by low-level situations. And again, everybody has their trials and everybody has their tests. If you're claiming to be of the bright race, if you're claiming to be of that next level of people, if you're really claiming that, you're going to be tested. You're going to be tested by your mates, the people you with, boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband. You're going to be tested. You see, it's not enough just to say that you're a bright person, that you're a bright mind. You have to have the actions to back it up. You have to have the actions to back it up, to bring it forward. You have to have those actions, or else you fall into those black distractions. Your black distraction may live with you every day, sleep in the same bed with you, have sex with you every day. Whatever the case may be your children as your black distractions. The people that will hold you back from excelling into that state of higher intelligence, to receive those higher mental capabilities that are just beyond our fingertips. We can actually reach out for this right now. We can actually see this because, again, if we couldn't, y'all couldn't even been listening to these broadcasts. So the fact that a republic of intellect can exist amongst a bunch of black distractions, amongst a world filled with black distractions, ignorance, right, satanic, low-level frequency, which your so-called black race moves on, the fact that we can exist, or that we can live, I should say, as a bright race. We are living as a bright race amongst the blackness, amongst the darkness, and even amongst the light, as a sign that the brightness is starting to come into full fruition and transmission. It's a sign that we are in motion. Because again, there was a time where this teaching, this transmission could not have existed in the real world. A transmission that's based on pure logic and pure rationale, on belief, not based on any spiritual nonsense, not based on any religion, none of this stuff, based on pure logic and pure rationale. Nobody has ever presented anything to us like this. No one has ever presented anything that's based on pure logic and pure rationale. Nobody. Everything has always been tainted with belief and philosophy. So the fact that we acknowledge pure thought, pure logic, and pure rationale, untainted, unadulterated, pure, is a sign that we are on the rise as the bright race. It is a sign that we are opening ourselves to this transmission, opening ourselves to this reception on a higher level. It's a sign. It's a sign from our ascendance. It's a sign from our future self that it is time. It is time for our evolution. And we must not be distracted. We must not be distracted. We must not look. It is very easy, if you are open, to be distracted by blackness, by ignorance, by that satanic low-level secondary transmission that the beast is constantly keeping going. He is constantly keeping it going, constantly keeping it vibrating on this low-dimensional frequency. He's constantly reverberating this black distractions. That's why you're going to keep seeing a Cardi B. You're going to keep seeing a Beyonce. You're going to keep seeing a Jay-Z. You're going to keep seeing, they're going to keep putting out these Megan the Stallion and all these other people, because all they represent is black distraction. You're going to constantly see the black females on damn Instagram twerking their behinds and whatnot, putting their ass out in your face, because again, that's meant to be black distraction. What is the point of that? What is the point of that? What is the point of that? You have so many things out here. It's about titillating and tantalizing men and whatnot. We need another thing. We need fake Instagram models. Again, they're giving these people, they're trying to pump a persona into these females, a persona into these black distractions. They're trying to, in other words, they're trying to capture your imagination or capture the images in your mind, take hold of the images in your mind by promoting these fake people. These fake people. And what do? They give them fake body parts. Most of these chicks got fake behinds, fake breasts. Half of them not even real women. Half of them are transsexuals. So they presenting fake people to you as a form of black distraction for the bright ones and whatnot, to throw off your level of intelligence, to get you to focus on foolishness and stupidity. That's the whole point of this. To get you to focus on all kinds of ignorance and black distractions. You see, that's the whole point of that. That is the whole point. That is the whole point, to get you focused on nonsense and stupidity, all kinds of black distractions. You see? And this will continue to happen. This will continue to happen as long as we're open to this ignorant reception. Again, these things are placed in front of us. Why? It's because it's meant to be a test. Black distractions will always be placed in front of the bright mind because, again, they're meant to be obstacles that we are to overcome as bright people. You can't just say you're of the bright race and then constantly fall for black distractions, constantly fall for that low-level mindset and that low-level mentality. We're raising the vibration, raising the bar. And like I said, I can admit it. I have been guilty of catering to black distractions. I have been guilty of that. It's not easy to overcome these things like that, but it's getting easier and easier, because the more and more you evolve and the more you want to excel, the more and more you're open to excel, the more and more you're open to move past these things, then these things become nothing after a while. These things, these black distractions become nothing. Like I said before, they become less and less real to you and start to become more, they start to look more and more smaller to you, like particles. Like I said, the people don't even look real to me anymore. The people look more and more like particles, right? Lesser and lesser. In other words, to the point where it don't even matter. And that's how the bright people, the bright minds, start to see black distractions if your mind is strong. If your mind is strong, everything that's being said that is contrary to your brighter thoughts, to your extended way of thinking, becomes smaller and smaller. I said this. The black distractions become smaller and smaller till where they're non-existent. They become non-existent after a while. The stronger your mind becomes, because that's a true test of your mental power. When the things that once distracted you no longer distract you anymore. That's a test of your mental power. That's a test of your will, that your mind is strengthening. Like I said, was a time where I couldn't see myself doing 6 broadcasts a night, because I would have wanted to be watching TV or watching what's latest on shows or watching what's on YouTube or just basically messing around, right? I would never thought about doing those 6 broadcasts a night. Hell no. I'm like, the three is the most. Hell, when I first started out, it was like maybe once a week. Then it became over time 3 times a week, then 4 times. Now we at 6. So what that's saying is the black distractions that once took my attention no longer do. I have no interest in it. I mean, it's like literally disappeared. I don't even know watch TV in my house. I keep one, but I don't even know why I started. I don't know when the last time I watched TV. Honestly, I can't say when the last time I watched TV. Or did I care to participate in conversations about black people or black things, white people, black, if it's not based in a lesson or in a example or something. I can't honestly say that I was ever interested in listening to any conversations or partaking in conversations with regular people, because now I see it as just what it is, distractions. And it is meant to be a distraction, because all of our focus, all of our focus and all of our attention has to be on the brighter extension of our mind and to these higher mental capabilities. This is a big leap. This is literally a quantum leap into the future. Becoming these brighter minds, becoming these brighter people, becoming these brighter souls, actually becoming brighter. Brighter mentally, brighter soulfully, and brighter physically. Actually becoming that illumination of pure power, where people can start to see it. And a lot of us are undergoing it right now. We're undergoing this transformation right now. A lot of us are undergoing this transformation from black to bright, more and more, because you can tell in the way you think. You can tell in the way you, when things that you used to get upset about, things that you used to excite you, no longer excite you or get you upset anymore. Things that you once wanted to listen to and hear, and the people you wanted to once associate with, you don't want to do that no more. The people that you was like, these are my friends, I want to kick it with these people, I want to see what's really good, what's going on. You don't even want to do that no more. You notice that? The family members that you wanted to be around at one time, your cousins, your sisters, your brothers, you don't even want to do that no more. You see? That is a testament to your growth. That is a testament to your mental growth. You see? That's a testament to your mental growth. My father, when he talked to me about television shows and he trying to get me to watch stuff, or I'm like, I'll check it out. But I'm like, hurry to check out stuff. Have time, I don't even watch the stuff. I can't even get into it. Because it's very, the word I want to say, it's irrelevant to me. Everything in this three-dimensional realm is irrelevant to me now. It's getting more and more irrelevant. Everything in the three-dimensional realm, all these black distractions, what's going on with black people, voting, black and white racism, what's going on in the country, who the president is, all that's nothing but black distractions, man. That is cast out by those light or those Luciferian, what I want to say, spellcasters, programmers, those Luciferian programmers that are casting out these black distractions. They're casted out by these Luciferian or these light workers. It's casted out by them to constantly keep you focused on nothing, to keep your mental from extending, to capture the images in your mind, to block out the images that are supposed to be coming into your mind. And these images are supposed to be of your future self, your extended self, your higher self. So when they're casting these images out, they're filling your head with images, false images, filling your mind with false ideas to control and program you so that you're not open to the reception of the higher self, the higher state of who you are. So much of that a lot of you have given that up already. Now, you got certain people who just don't have a higher version of themselves. Like I said before, everybody's not meant to extend to the next level. Again, it's always going to be less personas, or less personification, or less persons on the top and more people on the bottom. That's just how it is. There's always going to be more people on the bottom, aka clones and creations on the bottom, and less projected beings on the top, because that's how it's supposed to be. Because again, the quality is the mind, and the quantity is just the material. You see, the quantity can always be cloned and created. The quantity can always be cloned and created because that's what they were in the first place. They were only cloned and created, and they're meant to be destroyed, and you can reanimate these people again. Because again, they're nothing but, extractions, extractions of something greater. They represent the weaker version of something greater. Your humans, right? Your black people, your white people, your humans, they're just an extraction of something that's greater. They represent the lesser or the less pure version of something higher. So we want that higher state of who we are. We are supposed to represent that higher state, and how we represent that higher state is not being distracted by blackness. This blackness, aka this satanic programming that the beast puts on us, because again, the beast has made the so-called quote-unquote black race a satanic race of people. They have become a satanic race of people. Why do I say that the so-called black race have become a satanic race of people? Because notice everything that the so-called white man, the Luciferians, the ones at the top, everything that they have created to be negative, aka satanic, they have attributed and attached to black people. And black people have embraced it. Crime, right? All kind of criminal mischief, right? Pettiness, uncooperativeness, small-mindedness, all these things that are satanic, all these things that are low level, low frequency, have been attached to so-called black people. And black people have accepted that as black people. They have accepted these low things, these low mental frequencies. They have accepted them as a way of existence, which they call a way of life. They've accepted this black mindset. And thus, in accepting this, they have been nothing but distractions for those who have been trying to raise the minds of our people. They have been nothing but distractions. They always come with a low levelness. They always come with their uncooperativeness. They always come with their disagreeableness. They always come with their emotions. The females and the males. They show themselves to be black. So much so when I point out the blackness in these people, they readily fight against it, but then eventually they accept it that they are black people. They are the underbelly of everybody, and they have accepted the fact that they are the underbelly. They have accepted, and they don't want to use the terminology satanic, but they have become satanic people. Black people have become satanic in their ways, because if they were not, they would be able to come together and excel collectively together. Why is that not happening? Why is that not happening? No matter what so-called black people do, what they join, what they become a part of, they always end up sinking it. They always end up destroying it. It always ends up falling out or falling down. Why do you think the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said at the end, when he said it himself, at the height of his popularity, at the height of his power, he said at the end of all this, he said, my true followers are going to be able to fit inside of a taxi cab. And like I said, he had hundreds of thousands of followers. Why did he say that? Because he realized that most of his followers were satanic and still very black in their ways. He realized that his people were, his followers were very satanic still and very black in their ways. You see, they were trying to be on that level, trying to be bright, trying to be righteous people, but again, they kept failing. Why? Because they had so many black distractions that they kept giving into. They had so many black distractions that they kept giving into. So much low-level frequency that they kept connecting themselves to. Especially when he passed away, like I said, they showed themselves to be black when they ran up under the Arabs. I told you that. They ran right back up under their slave masters. Some of them went back to being Christian. Some of them went under the Arabs. And that's what the people who have their satanic mind do. They want to always be the underbelly of somebody else. They see the so-called white man and all the rest of these races as the light bearers, the light workers. In other words, you look to them for information, for some form of intelligence. You see them really as the light workers. You don't see yourselves that way. You see yourselves as the dark underbelly. That's why you have to go to them for the one of all knowledge and the one of all things, because you're not thinkers yourselves. And if you're not thinkers yourselves, and you are always being the bottom feeders on these people, always looking to see what they think before you think, you got to find out what do white people say. Let me find out what they say about this. What do they think about this? And then that becomes your thought. That says that you don't see yourself as a forward-thinking person. You don't see yourselves as bright people. You see yourselves as the black underbelly of the illuminated ones, or the ones who carry the illumination, the so-called white people. You see yourselves as the people who are absent of light, absent of intelligence. You don't see yourself as supreme people, because there is no blackness. There is no supremacy in blackness. There is none. There is no supremacy in blackness. There is no supremacy in whiteness. There is no supremacy. The only supremacy is in brightness. That is the only supremacy. That is the only true supremacy. Stands alone. And it constantly can evolve and extend, whereas black and white are limited, and they have to depend upon each other. Black will always be the underbelly of white. It will always be the bottom of white, absent of light. But it will also, the white will always draw the energy, right, from the dead energy of the blackness. And like I said, those of you who have the potential to be bright people, you cut your bright transmission. You cut the higher intelligence of who you are by catering to black distractions. I said in 2020, going forward, in my 50th year, I'm not catering to any more black distractions. I'm not. That's something I'm promising myself going forward in my 50th year, because I've done it. And I'm not doing it any longer. Like I said, when we became officially the mentalectuals and whatnot, it's no need to cater to black distractions anymore. It's no need to cater to the illusions of this world anymore. Those of you who still worrying about your jobs and your black friends and your black family members and all this other stuff, even those of you who are following me and who are members of this republic, those of you who still got these black distractions, you're going to be put to the test to get rid of these things, or you're going to be gotten rid of. You're going to be gotten rid of out of this community, because all we raising here is bright people. All we raising here is bright minds. If you still have any desires or wants to be part of this three-dimensional realm or this low-level two-dimensional realm, then we don't need you. We don't need the black distractions walking amongst us playing like they bright. We don't need you. We want you gone. We don't want anything from you, because all you're going to do is cause distractions. All you're going to do is bring distractions. You're not here to extend the minds of the community. You're not here to extend the mind of yourself. You still want to feed on black distractions. You still want to feed on that undercurrent or that underbelly of low-level thinking, limited thinking. You see? And you become a spectacle. You end up trying to make a spectacle of yourself, because you're always going to be seen. As we become brighter, we can spot the black ones amongst us. As we become brighter in our thinking, in our higher reception, we can spot the black ones who are amongst us with their distractions. They're always the ones that's gossiping. They're always the ones that's double-minded. They're always talking about people. They're always focusing on males and females and whatnot. They're always focusing on nonsense. They're always talking out of their head, saying things that don't make no sense, illogical. Those are the black people. Or at least those are the bright people with black distractions. And you're going to be challenged on whether you can rid yourself of this or not. If you cannot, you're going to be gotten rid of. You're going to be weeded out. You're going to be weeded out. You see, that has to happen. Those people have to be sacrificed. Well, what I say, no more sacrifice. Those people have to be cut out as a form of necessity. I don't even want to use the word sacrifice anymore, right? Because they're not really a sacrifice. Because a sacrifice means, what did I say? And again, we evolving out these words. Sacrifice is something that you really don't want to do. We want to sacrifice, or we want to get rid of these people, I should say. We want to, so it's not a sacrifice. It's a necessity. We want only those who are walking amongst us, who are in this republic of Mentellect, who are coming into this community, to see Mentellect as a necessity, not as an activity. We want you to see this community as a necessity, not as an activity, not as an alternative because you're bored, you're here to meet people, because all you're going to do is bring black distractions with you. If you do not see this as a necessity, then you don't need to be here. If you think there's another alternative, like, oh, if I'm not here, I can always go and be back in the, and get my, and the world is not going to be over for me. Yeah, the ones who are of the bright race, yeah, the world is over for you. We see it that way. If we leave this community, if we leave the only thing that's going to extend us mentally, then the world is over for us. Because why else would you come here if you didn't think so? Why else would you come here if you thought there was extension outside this community? Answer, because a lot of you came here to be distractions. A lot of you came here to feed on the energy of others. You came here to feed on the brightness of others. A lot of you who come here, you come for that purpose alone. You don't come here to extend the brightness. You come here to feed on it. And you're going to be weeded out. And you're going to be cut out like the cancer that you are. I'd say a good 50% of my job as the almond ray, as the almond receiver, as that extension or that receiver of almond's transmission, the future, the ascendant's transmission, is getting rid of the black distractions. That's like damn near 50% of my job. Getting rid of all the black distractions, the ones who are not going to be receiving, the ones who are not in alignment, the people who just see this as an activity and not a necessity. 50% of my job is getting rid of those kind of people. Those people who cannot overcome these black distractions. That's 50% of my job. But I'm going to do my job. Regardless, I'm going to continue to do my job. To get rid of the weak-minded, the ones who want to feed on that black programming, the ones who want to feed on the programming of the Luciferians, right? The false light. That's part of the job. Part of your job as the bright race, as those bright people, as those true intellectuals, to weed that out of yourself and to weed these people out from amongst us. It is your job, those of you who are registered members of the Republic of Mentellect, the Mentellectuals, and those who are coming here. It is your job to make sure you don't bring those black distractions with you. It's your job to make sure you don't bring those black ways with you. That's your job. You see? Because all this is a test. It is all meant to be a test. It is meant to be a test of the fourth dimensional mindset, of the fourth dimensional system of intelligence. This is all meant to be a test, and we can be kicked out of that extended system if we are bringing black distractions. We can be kicked back. Our thoughts can be kicked backwards as they're supposed to be moving forward. They can be kicked backwards. Our mental transmission can be held up. Our telepathy, our psychometry, our clairvoyance, our intuition, all the mental capabilities that are supposed to be coming to us can be held back because we got these black distractions. We entertaining black nonsense, black people, satanic, ignorant thoughts, low-level, two-dimensional thoughts. And it's very easy to intake these things because, again, you still got these family members, you still sleeping with black people, some of you still living with black people, you still got certain people who still got black mentality, selfish mentality, emotional mindset. You still got these people amongst you who cannot get rid of these black distractions. And rather than keep these people amongst you, you should want to get rid of these people. You should not have any kind of tie to these people. You should not. You should not want to have any ties to these people if you are truly of the elect. You see? If you are truly of the elect, you should not want to have any ties to these type of people. You should always want to raise the bar continuously and collectively. It's a test of intelligence and it's a test of wills. Because, again, you will always have to rid yourself of these things as a necessity to your entrance into the fourth dimension and your place within this three-dimensional realm collectively. You're always going to have to rid yourself of these behaviors, of these low-level behaviors. You're going to always have to rid yourself of these people. You're going to always have to rid yourself of these distractions. Because at this point, you should feel at peace. If you are truly of the bright race, you should feel at peace in your seclusion. You should feel at peace in your seclusion with these higher thoughts, with these extended thoughts of the future that have been presented to you through Mentellect. You should be at peace with that. You should have your peace of mind. Your peace of mind should be forming continuously, meaning the bigger picture, the brighter picture of who we are. You got those who will never form that picture, and what they will do is they will come and feed off of that from you. They will feed off of that from you. They will try to feed off of your image and off of your picture. They will act as though they've taken this in, but more and more these people are being exposed. They're being exposed. I told you the brightness brings exposure to everything. The brightness brings exposure to everything. It even brings exposure to the light. The brightness brings exposure to everything. The things that are real and the things that are not real. Those black distractions are not real. They're not real. And the people that carry these things, that embrace these things, that want to continue to move with these things are not real. They're being animated. They're being moved about. They're being controlled by those Luciferians. They're being controlled by those Luciferians. Because who controls the things that these Negroes love so much? Who controls the religion? Who controls the spirituality? Who controls the black sea starhood? Who controls all this nonsense, the hair, the makeup, all this crap, all the material things that you want to embrace in this world, all the material things that these people embrace in this world? Who controls that? The Luciferians, the false light, the light bearers, the light workers. They control that. And since they control what it is these people are distracted by, these people embrace, and that means they're controlled by these people. They are controlled by these people because they want to be or they want to follow the image of these people. You see, when you see the so-called black female walking down the street with the blonde wig on her head and whatnot like a white woman, that she's a black distraction. She represents a black distraction. When you see the so-called black male walking down the street and he a flaming homosexual, he represents a black distraction. Because now you focus and attention on looking at these people, and you know, and they take your attention. Even if for a minute you might look at these people, right? Or these people might end up being on your mind. You see these bugged out people, these things that are abnormal and unnatural. They're now taking up space in your head, right? And it becomes harder and harder to filter these things out of your head, filter these things out of your mind. Because your mind is constantly seeking clarity. Your mind is constantly seeking to extend itself in a natural procession. So when you see something that's unnatural, it tends to fester in your brain. It festers in your mental picture. Again, the beast puts that out for that purpose. The beast puts that out for that purpose. My father was telling me about a TV show that he was watching, right? And again, these TV shows are getting more and more bugged out. It was a television show that Jim Carrey does. It's called Kidding, right? He's supposed to be some kind of Mr. Rogers type character. And it's supposed to be a comedy. I never saw the show before. But long story short, the scenario is supposed to be about his father, something like that, having a vision of his mother, his wife who passed away. But the real vision was, I don't know how they made this, the real vision he was having was of him being a homosexual with a man. And of course, the man he was dreaming of was a black man. And then in one of the scenes, the black man was having oral sex with him, and the black man was going down on him, which makes no sense whatsoever. I didn't even want to go with the rest of it. Because when my father explained it to me, I'm like, yeah, see? Yeah, black distraction. They throw out things that make no sense. They put people out here, ridiculous people, talking ridiculous things, programming these people to come out here saying the most ridiculous things, seeing a man wearing a damn dress, right? A big muscle-bound nigga wearing a dress or wearing bell-bottoms beyond cold. People out here to bug your mind out. They're here to bug you out. There'll be a black distraction. That's what they're here for. They're here to upset your natural train of thought, which is supposed to be in a state of evolution and in a state of brightness. That's what they're here for. They want you to pay attention to this nonsense. But the more and more we just look at these things and we'll be like, just some more madness in the three-dimensional realm. That's how we're supposed to see it. But you got people who actually give energy to this. You actually give energy to your job and your so-called 401k and what your friends or your black friends are talking about. You actually giving energy to the gym or some people in the gym or some damn reality show. That's all nothing but black distractions, man. You're not thinking forward about the future or this community. You're not thinking about that. You care more about a reality show. You care more about what they talking about on your job. You care more about your damn tax season or your tax returns or who's going to be the president in the next 4 years. You actually think these things affect you when they don't. They only affect you because you want to be affected by these things. You want to be a part of these things. So therefore they affect you. You see, a lot of these people want to be part of the black distraction because they're not strong enough to be part of the bright procession or the bright projection. They're not strong enough to take your mind beyond these low-level, low-frequency distractions. Carries a great power, carries a great focus, carries a great capability that makes you worthy of receiving these higher levels of intelligence, these streams of communication that will take you into the level of higher mental capabilities. Telepathy, psychometry, clairvoyance, intuition, eventually levitational lift, all these things that are coming to the one who focuses on this bright projection. Focuses as that bright race, turns away from these things. Do not let these things take up space in your head. Why do you think he's putting all this freak nonsense out here? They want to mess with the minds of your children. Why do you think they got your children sitting up here talking about being transsexuals? Here they are, little babies. They babies. And who are they focusing on? Your children. Who are supposed to be becoming those bright children in the future, producing those bright seeds in the future. They're focusing on your babies because they want to scar up their mind. They want to replace their natural train of thought, their natural extension of thought with a bunch of black distractions, with a bunch of foolishness and stupidity and a bunch of ignorance. So therefore, their minds are closed up amongst this ignorance. Their minds will get closed up around this ignorance, and pretty much after that, your mind just cycling out this nonsense day by day by day, just cycling this nonsense over and repeating it over and over in your mind till you just talking about a bunch of stupidity and ignorance. You talking about what happened on a damn reality show, Love and Hip Hop. Who got the blonde wig? Who was on the Instagram? Who was on the gram? Who was talking about this? Oh, you heard they was rapping about that. They were beefing with this one about this. Why you think these Luciferians put these damn distractions, these black distractions in your face? Why do you think they do that? Who got shot by the police yesterday? Who gonna be the president tomorrow? Oh, your little children gonna be wearing dresses in school. Your little boys gonna be wearing dresses in school. All to mess up their minds. That's what that's all about. This is nothing but mental warfare. This is mental warfare at its highest. It has never been this high before in your life. Why? Because they fighting something that's trying to come in. And what's coming in? That bright projection. Personifications are coming in. Those bright projections are coming in through mental life. It's coming in, and they know it. Because, again, the minds have to change before the people change. The minds have to change before the people change. The minds have to change before the people change. And the minds are not going to change if they're not open to change. If you keep opening yourself up to the same black distraction, nothing's going to evolve. I should say. The minds have to evolve, not change. Excuse me. There's no change. There's evolution. You see, we ain't changing our minds no more. We evolving. We're not moving off of positive and negative. We're evolving past that. You see, our minds are not supposed to be like the channels on the TV. We being flipped back and forth. Because that's what your minds have become in this society within this three-dimensional realm. You become like channels on the TV where your mind's flipping back and forth. 1 minute you're positive, 1 minute you're negative, 1 minute you just bugged out of your mind, 1 minute you entertain all kind of stupidity, next minute, so again, you literally become like a channel surfer mentally. Your mind has become like a channel, like that channel surf. You just go from one channel to the next. You are becoming more and more double-minded, triple-minded, quadruple-minded, in all these ways, and you become more and more unstable when you take in these black distractions. You become more and more mentally unstable. You see, that's what this society is meant to do, to keep you mentally unstable. You see, because you can control the people, you can keep them from receiving this higher frequency and this high transformation and this high transmission when you keep them mentally unstable. When they show you the people who they consider to be the special people in the world, the people who have higher intelligence, higher mental capabilities, don't they not always tend to be loners? They tend to be loners. They tend to be, within a small collective of themselves. They associate with each other. They'll call them nerds. They'll call them, people, the Mensa people. They always tend to associate with a small group of people. They're never very popular people, but their intelligence touches the world. Their intelligence and what they do and what they bring touches the world. When you see the image of so-called superheroes, they usually move with other superheroes. They move with other high-functioning, high-level beings. They ain't moving with the regular people. They're not ruling with the regular populace. So that tells you something. The beast knows that these high-level, high-functioning beings, these bright people, have to move amongst each other, have to move with themselves, have to associate with themselves, have to mate with themselves, have to constantly be with themselves. This is why the so-called white man, they'll set up Jewish communities. The whole point of setting up a Jewish community, an Amish community, or any community is so that these people with the same like mind, congregate with each other and produce children who are going to congregate because they're trying to raise the mental vibration of their people. That's why they do that. But when it comes to so-called black people who have that satanic mindset already installed in their head, who are part of the black distraction, that's not going to happen until there's a separation, until there's a cutoff point. And right now, Mentellect represents the cutoff point. We'll be right back. This is key as we're moving on, that we give a greater reception, a greater transmission to something higher in ourselves, and that is the future of ourselves. Again, because a lot of times these people don't see that in themselves, and again, that represents the weak mind. The weak mind cannot find a place amongst the fourth dimensionals. They cannot. There is no place amongst them. Many will fall off because of these black distractions, and it's meant to be that. Like I said, this life is a test. This life, this existence is a test for the state of life. I'm going to say it again. This existence, because again, we're not really living. When I say, well, let me put it this way. Those who are thinking are the ones who are living. Those who are not, those who are basically believing, they are existing. I said this before, and I'll say it again. Those who are believing are the ones who are existing, and the ones who are thinking are the ones who are living. We didn't start thinking until we started applying logic and rationale that was beyond the Luciferians, beyond the so-called white man and his beliefs about what intelligence is supposed to be according to him, his identifications and whatnot. We accepted his beliefs as reality. We accepted his way of so-called thinking, which is limited, as a reality, and thus we became distracted by that. But it was always to keep us in that black distracted mindset, in that state of belief, in that state where there was no absence, where there was an absence of intelligence. We just believed everything they said. We believed everything they said. Part of the black distraction. We didn't start thinking until Mentellect. Let's be for real. Where else was we applying logic and rationale? Where else were we applying that until Mentellect? You tell me. And if the people claim they were doing that, show me where. Show me where we started thinking until Mentellect came into our minds and into our lives. Because if there was any place else, then you wouldn't have came here into the Republic of Mentellect. Even the people that faded to black. You obviously wanted to leave the black world or leave the state of darkness to come here for a reason. So if you return to that, then that means that you were weak-minded and you were caught up in the distractions. The distractions overcame you and you had to go back to where you belong, where the rest of the weak-minded people were in that state of belief. You had to go back to where you belong. Again, this is a lifelong test. When you are receiving these thoughts, when you are receiving these transmissions that's pulling you forward into the fourth dimension, collectively into the fourth dimension, it's going to put you through your test. It's going to put you through your trials and tribulations. It's going to force you to let go of that which is not necessary. It's going to force you to let go of the things that are not necessary. And what is not necessary is the black distractions. But many of you hold on to these black distractions because you have learned to embrace them. It's like the fast food that you eat, right? It's like the fast food. It's like that guilty pleasure that you got to have. You got to gossip. You got to talk crap. You got to be jealous. You got to be envious. You got to hate on people. You got to want more for yourself than others. You got to do these things. You got to bring chaos and confusion. You got to try and destroy things because you have been programmed to do that. You have been programmed as black distractions, as those people who ride that satanic low-level undercurrent, that low-dimensional undercurrent to pull down anything that's raising toward the top or raising toward a higher level that's trying to raise beyond that. You're programmed to do that. Each black person programmed to pull down anything that's about the evolution of their people. They're programmed to do that. They're programmed to keep you up under the beast and these black distractions. They're programmed. Your friends, your family, they're programmed. They're all agents of the beast. They're all agents of these Luciferians, whether they know it or not. Because they don't have any way of thinking forward. They have no way. They're just out here existing. They're not living. They're not thinking. They're just out here existing, just waiting for whatever happens to happen. They, like I said, they at the mercy of the so-called white man. They want you to be the same way. Oh, we just all out here and whatever going to happen. We going to rise all eventually. Even if we don't need no community, we don't need no leaders. We our own God. That's the black distractions talking. That's the dead talk. That's the dead talk. That is the dead. Those are the people that still claim we don't need no leaders. We don't need no people. But you following the white man. They following the beast. They following the Luciferians. Because everything they do is programmed by the Luciferians. Tell me it's not. Everything that they're interested in is programmed by the Luciferians. All their black distractions, all their black, the things they are into as so-called black people comes from the Luciferians. Everything that they give their energy to comes from the Luciferians. So you want to tell me that's not black distraction? They hip-hop, right? That's talking about nothing. their fascination with clothes and jewelry and hair and television shows and all this other stuff. That's what they live for. Now people say, well, you know, you like clothes and you like this. Yeah, I like nice things, but that's not my life. That's not my life. My life is mentellect. My life is mentellect. I don't care about nothing else. My life is mentellect. And the people who are of the bright race, their life is supposed to be mentellect. The intellectuals, our life is mentellect. Everything else is just icing. And we recognize it just as that little bit of icing. You know, we don't care about nothing because we know, like I said, it's nothing but, it's meant to be a distraction for those who have taken it as real life. We know ain't none of this real. You see, we know it ain't real. We know the material, the things that we getting in this life ain't real, man. The clothes you like, the hairstyles, all that, that's nothing, man. That's nothing. You see, these are things we picking up in the three-dimensional realm that we utilize it for now. But the ultimate goal is to evolve into those high-functioning, high-mental beings. That's the reality. That's what we live for. We ain't living for none of this other stuff here. We don't care about the material stuff. We don't. People accuse me about, oh, yeah, you just care about the money. No, I don't. No, I don't. Absolutely not. I care about the evolution of my people mentally. That's what I care about. That's all I ever cared about. I'll sacrifice the money for that. And I have. And I will continue to. And I will sacrifice, or I ain't going to say sacrifice. I keep saying sacrifice. I will get rid of that which is not necessary. Because I told you before, the people who feel as though this is a sacrifice, they are the people that really don't want to do it. They don't want to be a part of this evolution. They want to work against it. And if you're not a part of it, you're really working against it. If you're going to continue to stay here amongst us and you know you're not part of the evolution, you know you got things that you can't overcome, you know you got black ways about you can't overcome, you're just going to keep bringing your black ways in, you're going to just keep dwelling on your black ways and coming with your black mindset, and this is what you want to bring. This is what you continuously want to bring. You don't want to let these things go. You still feel a necessity or you feel a need to hold on to these things. I don't feel that. That's why I said I don't care about the money. The people, you could pay me $1 million. It could be somebody in here that's coming with $1 million, and people think they think I'm full of crap. I'm telling you straight up. You can if you coming in here and you can have $1 million, I'll be like, whoa, you gonna bring problems in here with your $1 million? Keep your $1 million. I don't want it. I don't want it. There's nothing you can do for me. That's why I say I'm always ready to get rid of people from the Republic. I'm always ready to make people leave. Always. People who are not going to be the right fit here. They're not going to fit in. They want to bring their black ways. They want to come in here and still be Pan-Africans. They want to come in here and still be Moors. They want to come in here and still bring that black distraction. They want to come in here and be sisters and liberated. They want to come in here and talk some Egypt nonsense or some Moorish or some Islam or whatever garbage they want to bring with them. They black distractions. They want to bring it with them because they obviously still feel the need to carry that garbage. We're not taking no garbage with us into the fourth dimension. We're not taking no mentally dead nonsense, no beliefs with us into the fourth dimension. We're taking pure logic, pure rationale, and pure intelligence with us. We're going into these higher mental capabilities, and we have to go with an empty mind. And when I say empty mind, I mean an open mind. Meaning we have to empty out all the garbage, man. We have to empty out all the distractions that have been sitting up here festering in our minds, man, festering in our brain. We got to let all that go so that we can let this transmission come through us. We have to become those transparent beings, man. We have to become those diamondated beings. We have to be those crystals of projection, those real mental crystals of projection. That's what we have to be. If we truly want this, if we feel this is necessary. But if you don't feel it's necessary, then you're part of the distraction. If you feel it, oh, this ain't serious. Yeah, I mean, I hear you and all that. But, I'm more worried about where my job's going to be in 4 years or who's going to be the president. Or, I'm more worried about Jim and getting on the phone talking crap with my girlfriend. Or I'm more worried about still chilling with my homeboys and, or going to the club and drinking some beer, listening to some monkey music or whatever. Then you don't belong here. I'm still worried about, are we black Moors or what's our nationality? And, are we still, are we going to salute the flag or are we going to have our own Moorish nation and we're going to have our own businesses? Man, if that's all you care about, then you don't belong here. That's why I said I don't want nothing from those people. No dues, no money, no nothing. I want the mindset right. Because when the mindset is right, when everybody is in alignment, that is the brighter projection coming forward. That proves that we are in movement. We are living. We can't move forward. We cannot move forward as a living entity when we have black distractions. Black people amongst us who want to hold on to the dead things of the three-dimensional realm. We can't move forward with that. We can't. They're going to slow us down. They're going to slow themselves down, and they end up becoming those barriers or boundaries in the way. They become those barriers, those obstacles. Amen demands, our ascendants demand that we have no obstacles in our way. We must remove all obstacles. We must remove all barriers, no matter who and what it is. I don't care if it's your family members, your husband, your wife. They got to go, man. They got to go because we have something brighter on the horizon that is real. That is real. I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't real. No amount of money is worth lying to my people. No amount of money is worth conning my people. No. I'll let it go. I said it before. I said it a long time. If Jay-Z and Beyonce, oh, we're going to give you $2 million. We want to be in the Republican mental. The answer is no. It's no. I don't care about the money. I don't care about these people and they fake black distraction celebrity. I don't care about none of these people. They're low-grade, low-frequency people who belong to the beast. They're nothing but tools of the beast as black distractors. They only could come in and bring down the brightness of this transmission. We don't want them here because this bright currency is more powerful than any currency. The bright currency is more powerful. The bright current is more powerful. That solar current is powerful. It alters worlds. It alters the dimensions. We altering worlds and altering dimensions by being in alignment together. No money is worth that. That is priceless. Power. I don't give a goddamn about the money. We want the power. The money is only powerful when the bright ones are giving it. When the bright ones are giving it. When the bright ones, not the black ones. That's why I told people, black, I don't want your money. I don't want you around me. I don't want you in our community. You can't understand where we're going with this. So all you can be is an obstacle. You're just here for a whole other reason other than to bring this brightness forward. You're here to be an obstacle. You're here to be in our way. You're here to be a distraction. And you got people who came here just to do that. They came here just to do that. They have empty vessels who are filled up with nothing but blackness, nothing but darkness, nothing but ignorance, nothing but stupidity. That's what they filled up with. And they'll come in here and they'll spend the $144 for a while just to bring that in here. They'll come in here just for a while just to bring that in here. You see? Just to bring that in here, just to cause confusion, just to cause chaos. Exactly. Money cannot buy evolution. We want the evolution. We want the mental power. We don't want no black people with us. I don't want their money. I don't want them I don't want them walking amongst. I don't want them in our community. You understand that? That's why I'm always ready to open the door and let them go. And they'll fight you to stay here. Instead of just leaving because they know they don't belong here. Instead of just leaving, they'll stay here just to be distractions, just to play games instead of just leaving. Fading the black. Going back to where they want to embrace. Going back to where they belong. We don't need that here. And we're going to take an even harder line when it comes to this. More and more. We're going to take an even harder line when it comes to this. It's going to get even more and more focused on keeping the black people out. We're going to take an even harder line with it. Because it's necessary. This is necessary. This is beyond sacrifice now. This is necessity. This is a need. This is a necessity. This is how I want to say. This is the word I want to use. This is I want to say detrimental, but beyond detrimental. Right? We want to say this is how important it is. This is paramount. Right? This is what it is. Vital, crucial, yeah. Thank you. Vital, crucial, right? Very detrimental. We're going to be registering, transmitting into the fourth dimension by our focus, by our word, by our union, our collective union. That's the only way we're going to be able to do this. This is the only way we're going to be able to make that leap. It's real. Please, if you've never accepted anything I've ever said before, like I said, this is so real. It is real. And I ask those of you who are not serious, those of you who are walking with me who know you can't make the leap, those of you who feel like this is a sacrifice, aka you, because we beyond sacrifice now. We beyond that. I told that the other day. Who feel this is a sacrifice that I gotta pay this, I gotta be part of this, I gotta do. If you feel it's a sacrifice and you really don't want to do it, please leave. Just leave. Just take your page down, take your flag down, leave. You're going to be replaced. I want people here who know that this is a necessity, who knows that this is crucial, who knows this is mandatory, who knows that this is the only place for us to go, who are going to be in alignment. So when they are paying their dues and whatnot, they doing it because it's necessary. They know that this is needed. We got to support this. This is our thing. This is us. I want the people here who feel like this is their lifeblood. We ain't got no other choice. This is us. I want the people here who think like that. I don't want the people who feel like, well, if I'm not in here, well, if I'm in here, I'll pay my dues and I feel like, if I don't want to get kicked out, whatever. I want you please to leave. Don't stay here. If you know you don't really feel it. If you got any doubts about me, if you got any doubts about how real it is, leave. I don't want people here with doubts. I don't want your money. I want you to leave. Please. I don't care how long you've been here. I don't care if you got a name. Go ahead, keep the name. Just go ahead and go. Please. Just leave. Because we're about to go to a whole nother level. We're going to a whole nother level, going forward 2020 and 2021, and we are not returning. I'm here to raise that 144 members in the Republic so that we can start putting on the thousands. That's what I'm here to do. I got this transmission to go forward. We ain't got time to waste. We ain't got no time to play games, man. I don't want your money. Take your money. If you know you're not real with this, you know you ain't ready to be part of this, you don't feel this is a necessity, again, this is beyond the sacrifice. Because like I said, if you feel this is a sacrifice, that means you really don't want to do it. See, sacrifice is only a thing, you sacrifice things that you really don't want to do. Like I said, we want this. We need this. We need this. But we don't need you. We don't need you. We don't need your black distraction. We don't need your emotion. We don't need that. We don't need you people that just want to sit on the sidelines and listen. You're going to listen whether you want to or not, because, again, like I said, you got people who just spectators. They just going to sit on the side and listen. That's all they can do. They already been adulterated. They too poisoned inside. All they can do is sit and listen. They can't respond to the call. They're not the first responders. We want the first responders. We don't want you. So just please leave us in peace. We'll be right back. And we're back. As we're going forward in this future transmission, it becomes easier and easier to edit out if we truly want this. If we can truly picture and see this, it becomes easier and easier to edit out the black distractions and see them for what they are. Just that, black distractions. Like I said, I'm putting an end to all the black distractions, things that, I give life to, because when you are in a state of brightness, you actually give life to the black distractions. See, again, I told you they feed off you. Black people feed off the brightness. They're going to feed off the brightness. You see, when you are in a state of brightening yourself, continuously in brightening yourself, you're going to see white and black try to feed off of you. That's why when I pointed out on the broadcast, I said, if you look on the YouTube, you'll see a whole lot of people that copy from me, right? Everybody's intelligence, everybody's logic now all of a sudden. Where do you think that came from? Nobody was talking like this 4 years ago. I started this evolution of intelligence and logic. Nobody else was talking like this. Everybody else was on some black power, black this, black that, spirituality. I brought intelligence and logic into this atmosphere by way of mental act. And people have been doing nothing but copying from me. They've been doing nothing but feeding on me, both black and white. Y'all seen my work coming out of people's mouths. Y'all seen this transmission that I've given to you, the elect, now being trickled down to people, whether in the human race, the clones, and the creation. Y'all done seen it all on YouTube. So they're going to do nothing but feed off of us after a while. They're going to do nothing but feed off of this bright possession. You got people who actually sit up here cursing me out, talking crap about me, but they still wearing my names. They still using phrases that came through me. They still doing all of this stuff, but they cursing me out and calling me a phony and a fraud. But they wearing names and everything that came from me. Does that even make sense? Does that even make sense? So what they're doing is they're feeding off of this transmission of mental indirectly. They're feeding off of this transmission of mental indirectly because there's nothing else. We are meant to be the leaders of tomorrow, the future transmission of tomorrow. So we ain't got time to entertain no black distractions. We ain't got time for that. We ain't got time to entertain black people. You understand that? We ain't got time to entertain black people. We moving forward. We moving forward. It's all about the brightness, man. It's all about the intellectual. It's all about the brightness. It's about the high functioning, high frequency of the intellectuals, man. That's all it's about. It's about the bright race. If you're not coming to me with anything bright, don't come to me at all. Don't talk to me at all. There's nothing to talk to me about. I don't want to hear nobody's problems. I don't want to hear anybody's emotional rants. I don't want to hear it. Y'all shouldn't want to hear it. Because what it represents is people who are caught up in the black distractions, people who are weak-minded, people who coming to me with this brother, can you spare a dime mentality, coming to me with excuses. Again, you, as the intellectuals, the ones who are the solution to all problems, you are the physical embodiment of solutions. As the intellectuals, you represent the physical body of all solutions. You should not want to entertain black distractions. We are the solution to a world full of problems. We are the intellectuals, the almond race. This is who we are. And if you accept this reality, not no belief, not no philosophy, not something that NUBEN just came up with in his head, this reality, if you accept this reality, then there's nothing else to talk about. There's nothing else to talk about. We past sacrifice. We past dealing with black people. We past talking to them. We done with that. We done arguing with people. We done debating with people. We done with that. Our mind is clear. Our focus is clear. Our vision is clear. Our mission is clear. It's evolution or die. It's evolution or die. And dying, I mean lay down with the black race. Lay down with the human race. Fade to black. Fade to black is another way of saying die. Die. When the messenger said the black race was mentally dead, that's still reality. That was reality. That was pure reality coming from that man's mouth. That was pure reality. When he said the black race is mentally dead, that was pure reality. And ain't nothing changed. Nothing has changed. So we don't entertain the dead no more. We're not entertaining the dead. We don't give no energy to the dead. I'm saying this. As March 2nd, as the intellectuals, we've been one day as the intellectuals and a lifetime going forward as the intellectuals of the almond race. We don't give life to the dead no more. We don't give life to the black race no more. We don't give life to the white race no more. We don't give life to the human race no more. We live our lives and let them exist until they exist no more. No more. Do y'all hear me? I'm not going to turn my back on this. I'm going to stand on this. I'm going to stand on this in the name of Amen, in the name of our children, in the name of our ascendants. You got my word. You won't hear me arguing with no niggas no more. Them ex-members, I'm done. Anybody, I'm done. You will not hear me go back on this. I'm not mentioning niggas no more. You understand? None. That group, it can stay up, but I'm not adding to it no more. I'm done. We moving on. They was always meant to just be a distraction, man. They was always meant to feed off of us. That's all they was ever meant to do, man. They dead, man. Let them die. Let those who exist, let them die, man. Let them fade away. There's nothing they could do to hurt us. There's nothing they could say to hurt us. There's nothing that and again, the people who interested in what they got to say, go with them. Leave with them. The people that's interested in anything these people got to say that's not part of this community, the people that don't want to be here, leave. 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 The ones who want to be distracted by things that are not of intellect, that is not of the bright race, that is not about our forward motion, leave. 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 We don't need the distractions because it's going to slow us down. We want the power. The power will give us an entrance to everything. The world, the planet, everything. It's within our grasp if we reach for it now. It's in our grasp if we reach for it now. We ain't got time to entertain foolishness and stupidity from black people no more. I pledge this as we are moving forward as the mentallectuals, no longer the mentalians. Moving forward as the mentallectuals, no longer the mentalists. Moving forward in this evolution of Amen as the Amen race in the name of our ascendant going forward. We moving forward. We ain't entertaining the foolishness no more. We ain't entertaining the stupidity no more. We living for the future. We not existing for the past. We let the black distractions go. I'm not answering nobody no more with foolishness and stupidity. I'm not mentioning people no more and whatnot because they are part of my yesterday, man. I'm not interested in my yesterday. I'm interested in my tomorrow. I'm interested in the tomorrow of this community. I'm forward. I'm looking forward. I made the mistake. And I won't make that mistake again. I trusted people I shouldn't have trusted. I put my trust in black distractions. No more. No more. And I tell my people the same thing. And those of you who are not strong enough to move forward in this, then we're going to part company. We're going to part company. This is where we part company. This is where you leave me. You leave this community. And don't look back, because there's no entrance back. There's no money that can buy your way back into this. There's nothing that can go backwards and going. We're just all going forward in this. That's it. As the intellectuals, as the intellectual community. That's it. We've been sealed. Have been sealed. In the name of Amen. In the name of our ascension. In the name of our collective body of Amen. NZZN, 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 NZZN 14444. We have been sealed. And we will continue to seal ourselves and to isolate ourselves from ignorance and stupidity, and we're not going to feed the blackness no more. So let me go ahead and read these questions before we get out of here. And I say to you, those people who are trying to, get our attention, I say to you, and I say to all my members, those of you who still got these people who are former members and things like that, block these people. If these people sending you messages or anything, block these people. Because if you aren't entertaining these people, I will find out and I will put you out of here. I will put you out. If you're still entertaining these people, if you still got taking messages from these people, if you're still listening to anything they got to say, I will put you out of this community. I don't care if you got a name. I don't care how long you've been here. We cutting out all this nonsense now. This stops now. So let me go ahead and read these questions before we get out of here. What are bright people, or should I say bright minds with black distractions? Anything that's catering to any, low-level, two-dimensional things. This satanic thing that's controlled by the Luciferians. I told you, black people are nothing but Satanists, man. They're satanic. They're controlled by the Luciferians, man. They're nothing but puppets on the strings of the Luciferians. All the entire black race, man. Everything out of their mouth, their interest, everything they do is nothing but catering to the so-called Luciferians, man. That's all. They're nothing but puppets on the strings of the Luciferians. Don't give these people no energy, man. Nothing they're talking about. I made the mistake of doing that, and I admit that. No more. Are they distracted? What are they distracted by? By low-level things of the beast. The material, the belief, the religion, the spirituality, the sea starhood, all that garbage, right? That's what they distracted by. They feed nonsense, foolishness, emotion. No more. Do they want to be distracted? Yeah. A lot of the people who can't, who feel as though it's a sacrifice to let these things go is because you really don't want to let them go. You really don't. Are these bright people still weak-minded? Yeah, they are. Because again, if you are truly of the bright mind, it shouldn't be nothing to let it go. You see, I'm going to be an example of this. A living example. What can be done to remove the distractions from their minds? This has to be done on your own. You have to want to do this. You have to see the necessity in doing this. I can't tell you to not do this and do this, and then you ain't going to do it. But I'm going to tell you just like this. If you don't, you're going to be found out and you're going to be gotten rid of anyway. And you should go over there with the rest of the black people and be amongst them. Be amongst the dead. And that's it. We're going to close out in the name of Amen, by the power of Amen. And Amen we trust, and Amen we thank, and in Amen we continue forward forever. I am the intellectual leader, MENKARAYZZ. This has been Intellect Radio. See y'all back here tomorrow at 10. Good night.
Rising out the black race to the bright race, out the black race to the bright race. It's the Republic of Intellect, black race to the bright race. If it's hell, Amen, then it's hell us. They tried everything just to spell us. Fed us religion, gave us fake gods. Through all of that, we beat the odds. Now we coming together under one flag. Colors red, gold, and blue. Superman, Superwoman, that's me and you. The infinite capabilities that we can do.